host, Pat Elaine. Entertainment with Amanda Borden. Weather and science with Trevor Vaughn. And sports with Kevin Pereira and Zach Rocha. And yes, 30 minutes does equal a half an hour.
Good evening. I'm Paul Gaudu.
And I'm Pat Elaine.
And this
is 30 Minutes. Welcome to another great show of 30 Minutes this week. We have breaking news for you, weather, sports, and entertainment. We got a pretty great show. We got some highlights of the recent open house, and a couple of students here at New Bedford High School went on a trip to New York. We also have our weatherman bringing you some snowstorm footage, and we also have some highlights of the recent play. Paul?
All done? Good. Well, this just in, folks. We've got live on-tape footage of open house. Let's see some interviews with some students, teachers, and parents. Let's go.
On Thursday, November 16th, New Bedford High School held its annual open house. Alex Paleologos and Billy Rivers were on the scene to cover this breaking news. We're here with a ROTC student, and what's your name?
Sergeant Maniz.
Sergeant Maniz. What are you going to be doing here tonight, Sergeant Maniz?
They're going to help the parents find their child's rooms, their teachers' rooms.
Well, you heard it first from Sergeant Maniz. He will be helping anyone out with any problems finding the teachers' rooms. And we're here with
Nicole Francisco and Danielle Bono.
And you guys are cheerleaders, I see.
Yes, we are.
What year are you?
I'm a senior.
And you?
Sophomore.
What do you guys like the most about open house? You do not like it at all?
I enjoy helping the parents find where they're going and being helpful.
Well, you get to see what your kids are doing, what you guys are up to.
Well, from a parent's point of view, I suppose it gives them the opportunity to meet the teachers who have been entrusted with their children's education, and it gives the teachers the opportunity to touch base with the parents.
Well, from a parent's point of view, it would be an opportunity to meet with the teachers of your particular child to find out the good and the bad points of what's going on in class with your child, and to have that one-to-one contact, which is obviously good. From the teacher's point of view, again, the one-to-one contact is great. Meeting the parent is always an advantage, and it works both ways.
So we're here with
Sheena Sylvia.
Sheena Sylvia. She's a cheerleader for New Bedford High School. What's the significance of having a cheerleader at open house?
To tell people where they're going, to help them out.
And what's this flyer you have?
To say what's in the greenhouse cafeteria.
And let's see if we can get a quick shot of this. It says, Ahana, Foods of Diverse Cultures, Cheerleaders, Debate Team, Diversity Alliance, JROTC, Key Club, SAD, International Club, and Medical Careers Club. Are you in any of these clubs?
No.
No?
Cheerleaders.
And the cheerleaders,
Yeah.
Obviously. What's the significance of these papers you're passing out?
It's a survey for the parents to fill out about their kids. That's going to be used when they go talk to 8th grade classes.
We're here at the Future Teachers Club, and we're just handing these out and hope you will give them back.
Sounds great. I'm Billy Rivers, and I hope everyone enjoyed watching Open House with us. Alex?
I'm Alex Belly. Thanks for watching Open House coverage.
Thank you, and good night.
Super clip. Next on Breaking News. Recently, here at New Bedford High School, students took a trip to New York City, which screams fun. Let's take a look at that now.
Hi, I'm Dave, and went to New York about 2 weeks ago. We had to get up for 5:30. We were provided with donuts and juice, some good donuts. And we watched a couple of movies on the way there. Went through the Bronx, and then we got to the museum about 2 o'clock, 1:30, something around that.
Last week we went on a New Bedford High School field trip to the Natural History Museum in New York City. We had to wake up around 5:30 in the morning. We left. It was about a four-hour bus trip. We went to the Bronx, Harlem. We saw a lot of ghetto.
And then walked around the museum. We saw a huge whale. I thought it was real, but it wasn't. We saw some other exhibits of like wax and stuff.
When we got to the museum, it was pretty cool. We went and saw black holes into a huge sphere, into a planetarium. We pretty much spent most of the day there just walking around with Miss McTighe flipping out and Miss Robinson looking for people the entire day.
And then we saw this huge planetarium show. It was nice, kid. It was like the biggest planetarium in the world. And then saw this laser show that was about 30 seconds long. It was pretty cool.
We went to the Mars restaurant, which is like the hottest restaurant in New York City on Broadway. It was weird. They had waitresses dressed up as Martians, and I don't know. They had pretty good food too. Nice bathrooms. Then we got back. They walked through Times Square, saw MTV Studios, saw a lot of New York, Fifth Avenue, NBC Studios, a lot of that stuff.
And I think the best part was when we went to like this cafe piece down on like Broadway Ave and stuff. And then we went to like MTV after. I had a good time. We came home, watched a couple more movies, got home at like 8, 9. Went to work afterwards. Yeah.
It was about a 5-hour bus trip back. We stayed in the coach, bathroom, comfortable seats. It was a fun trip. We got to play around the entire ride back. I don't know what to say.
All right, good stuff, great clip. Well, 30 minutes, we'll be back from commercial after this. You don't want to go away.
Smoking is deadlier than you think. Each day, nearly 3,000 American youngsters become regular smokers. Of these, 1,000 will die early.
Smoking among 8th and 10th graders has risen 50% since 1991.
Of 1,000 20-year-olds who continue to smoke, 6 will die prematurely from homicide, 12 from car accidents, and 500 from smoking.
Make the right decision before it's too late.
Welcome back from the commercial break. Next up, we have a bomb sports segment with super stud Kevin Pereira. KP?
Thanks, Pat. This week in sports, we had our very own Zach Rocha sit down with 4 track superstars: Bill Davidian, Bruce Nicely, Jameson Barber, and Mark Bellastrategy. Let's roll the clip.
Mark, I'll start the first question with you. You were the top wide receiver on this year's football team. How do you feel football gets you ready for the track season?
It mainly gets you in shape with all the running and conditioning that we do on the team. It really gets you ready for track, and when you start track, you're in shape already, so you don't have to worry about getting your wind back or anything.
Now, you compete mainly in the 55-meter high hurdles. What do you feel allows you to excel in that event? Your physical attributes, mental toughness?
It's a little bit of both, more physical than mental. Most everything from football ties into it, with the explosion off the line in football, outside of the blocks and track, and so strength helps too.
Now, do you hit the hurdles at all when you run?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Most frequently?
Not frequently, I wouldn't say.
Now, you had your best time at 8.3 seconds last week in that season opener against BC High. Do you think you can improve on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can improve on that. I was a little bit disappointed with a couple hurdles that I took in that race, but we came out on top, and that's all that really matters in the end.
Jameson, you and Mark were members of the Killer Bees, as they called them. It was Bellastrategy, Barber, Brandon Gagne, and Jeff Brito. This year, you're minus 2 members due to Gagne's ineligibility due to academics and Brito's injury during the football season. Who do you think will fill in their very important roles and step up for the team?
Well, first of all, I believe Bruce Nice will be able to fill that role.
we have a couple of freshmen this year. One of them name is Zach Patton. And he's a very good miler. We expect great things from him, and there are just a number of other people who will be able to fill in and step in, just help us out this year.
Now, you had one of the best meets of your career last week in that season opener when you, as a team, you narrowly escaped from BC High with the 49-46 victory. You won the 300-meter dash and long jump individually, but your biggest contribution came in the meet deciding 4x400 relay. After already competing in those two events earlier in the meet, you had to feel tired going into the relay.
I was exhausted. That race just completely wore me out. I could barely walk, stand up. It was just horrible.
But the feeling must have been great to win.
Oh, I love that feeling. I love the feeling of winning. But it was a great way to start off the season, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again.
Big Bill Davinian, your face is very familiar to Coach Tim Geisen and his whole staff. You ran cross country in the fall, and you were a Stand Times All-Star, correct?
Correct.
Now, which do you prefer, the indoors or the outdoors?
I prefer the outdoors. I like running cross country and outdoor spring track rather than indoor winter track.
Now, what is your favorite individual event?
The mile.
The mile?
Yes.
What's your best time?
4:52. Yes.
You usually get around 5 minutes, 4:50 around there?
Yes, yes.
Now, Bruce, you're the only sophomore we have in studio today. You picked up 2 huge victories for the Whales last week at BC High. You won the mile in a time of 4 minutes, 52.6 seconds, Will's personal best, and the 1,000 meters in a time of 2 minutes and 54.8 seconds. Which is your favorite event?
I like running the 1,000.
It's shorter. So.
Yeah, it's shorter and it's faster, and I think I do better in it.
You ran cross country along with Big Bill this past fall outdoors. Now you're running indoors. Which do you prefer?
I like running in the indoors better. You don't have to worry about the weather or the wind.
Now, as a team, you guys won the cross country victory championship, correct? This past fall?
Yes.
Now you beat Brockton and Durfee, and in the last meet, it was first place went to Brockton, but then the next 4 went to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would have to say, a lot of help from Captain Ned Charpentier, who is injured right now.
Oh, yeah?
And he should be coming back soon.
Now, the captain right now is Sergino Rene. How has he helped you guys, do you think?
Well, he was a big help on the 4x4 team, getting out there, getting us that lead, and we were able to keep it through the whole race. And he's going to be a very big factor with us this year.
Do you think you guys can win the Big 3 indoors?
Yes.
Yes. It's a possibility.
It's very.
Brockton's going to be a tough meet.
Brockton's probably going to be the toughest one of the season, you think?
Yes. Other than St. John's Prep, which is another tough meet.
Yeah. But it took a lot to convince this guy to come off a track. He was a basketball star the last 2 years, and we finally got him to make the right decision, and he's going to add a lot of stability to our team this year.
Do you think it was the right decision, Jameson?
I hope so. It took me a while to come to this decision. Most of the summer and the school year, I've just been thinking, and
Because you've played basketball longer than you've played track.
Yes.
But you excel, obviously, at track better than you do at basketball.
Yes. I excelled a great deal within these last 2 years. And I just feel that I have a better opportunity of going to college with this, because I've already decided I did not want to play basketball in college.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do any of you have any future plans for college? Any recruitment letters come in?
Yes. I've been getting some letters lately.
Any schools you can name?
Yes. Merrimack College and St. Joseph's.
Now, is that Division 1,
No,
2, 3?
Division 2.
Division 2? So they give out scholarships?
Yeah, but I'm not considering.
You're not considering it?
I've gotten one from URI, University of Rhode Island.
Yeah, they have a strong track program down there?
I believe they do.
It's Division 1, correct?
Yes, it is.
Now, Mark, your brother is at Harvard, as we all know.
Yeah.
One of the most famous athletes in the history of the school. You have big shoes to fill, but you're doing a great job so far.
Thank you.
Any schools recruiting you?
Like Bentley College for football.
For football?
That's where my future is, I believe. And track's just to help it out.
Well, fellas, good luck on your season. KP, back to you in the studio.
Unfortunately, the Whalers are 1-2 after losing the last 2 games to Brockton and St. John's Prep. Well, that's it for sports for this week. Let's take it back to Duff.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks, KP.
All right, well, folks, it's time to take a commercial break. But stick around, because when we come back, we're going to have that kooky science guy, Trevor Vaughn, with an update on winter snowstorms and the Drama Club with Miracle on 34th Street. Don't go away.
Is that Mr. Whaler? Yeah.
Ladies.
Mr. Whaler.
2001.
Welcome
back
to
30
Minutes.
Up next
is our
weather guy,
Trevor Vaughn. Take it away, Trev.
Thanks, Paul and Pat. Welcome to this week's Weather with Trevor. I'm your weatherman, Trevor the Master Vaughn. And this week I covered snowstorms due to the recent weather we've been having. So let's roll that tape back there. This week's weather segment, I'm covering snowstorms due to the weather we've been having this week. And I have some interesting facts on snowstorms, and I also have some information about how they form. So here we go. Each year, an average of 105 snow-producing storms will affect the continental United States. A typical storm will have a snow-producing lifetime of 2 to 5 days and will bring snow to portions of several states. In the western United States, mountain snow contributes up to about 75% of all year-round surface water supplies. Nationwide, the average snowfall amount per day when snow falls is about 2 inches. But in some mountain areas of the west, an average of 7 inches per snow day is observed. Fresh snow is an excellent insulator. 10 inches of fresh snow with a density of 0.07 inches, 7% water, is approximately equal to 6-inch layer of fiberglass insulation with an insulation R value of about R18. Hey, how's it going, John? Now, some of you might be asking, how do snowstorms form in New England? Well, I'm here to tell you just that. Snowstorms occur in New England when a warm, moist mass of air spinning counterclockwise, moving up from the south, meets a mass of cold, dry air swirling clockwise, moving down from the north. If the cold air mass moves into a warm mass, it slips under the warm, moist air, pushing the warmer air to the colder altitude, where it condenses to snow and falls to the earth. That's it for this week's weather section. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my snowstorm epic. Now back to you, Paul. Thanks.
Thank you, Trevor. Next up, we have Amanda Borden with entertainment. Let's go, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda Borden, and this is Entertainment News. This week in entertainment, we're going to take a look at Miracle on 34th Street. Let's go to Liz Tredup with a pre-production of the play.
Welcome to the New Bedford High School Bronze-Spiegel Auditorium, where today we will be taking a look at the makings of the Drama Club's latest production of Miracle on 34th Street. Let's take a look inside. Hi, I'm here with Mr. Charbonneau, one of the co-directors of the play Miracle on 34th Street. How are you?
I am fine. I'm feeling fine.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions. How long have you been directing here at New Bedford High?
I have been directing plays at New Bedford High School for 31 years.
All of your shows have been pretty fabulous. How do you feel this one is shaping up compared to the past productions?
Well, this is a show which is a seasonal show. We've done a couple in the past. We've done A Christmas Carol twice. We've done Gift of the Magi once, and we did Cinderella for a Christmas type show. So all these seasonal shows, when we do them, are kind of interesting because they come at a really important time of year, and they're a lot of fun to do. The casts are bigger than a normal show, and the stories that are told are much more, I think, keeping with the season. I think the show's coming along very well. The audience is really going to like it because Miracle on 34th Street is such a popular movie, and I think they'll like it. Tells the same story, but in a very unique way.
For those people who haven't seen the movie and don't know the story, can you give us a brief synopsis of it?
Sure. It basically is a story about a man who thinks he's Santa Claus, and he probably is, who is hired by Macy's department store to be their department store Santa. And he brings joy and happiness to a very lonely woman and her daughter who finally realize what the miracle of the season is all about. It's a very, very wonderful story.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sarbonneau. Everyone wishes you, Mr. Marchand, and your cast the best of luck, and we're all looking forward to this production.
Hello, young man, and what can I bring you for Christmas?
I want a fire engine, the kind that has real hoses and squirts real water. And I promise not to squirt in the house.
But that's what you said about Happy Slime Ball last year.
I know, but I really promise this time.
All right, I'll accept your promise, but remember now.
Who is he, really, Dr. Pierce?
That's a good question. I've given it a lot of thought. He claims he's the real Kris Kringle. And if there really is a Santa Claus, he certainly fits the part.
You don't honestly think he's Santa Claus, do you?
I didn't say that. I merely implied it from a purely philosophical point of view. He could be Santa Claus.
And how did you arrive at the possibility of his being Santa Claus? Philosophically speaking, of course.
It's one of those ideas that go round and round in your head. Like is snow white? Or is red red? Or when a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Of course it does.
Does it? If you were standing there, it would, because the vibrations would bounce off your eardrums. But if there were no eardrums in the vicinity, could it still make a sound?
I've heard arguments like that, but...
And take the color red. How do I know that what I perceive as red looks to my mind the same that it looks to your mind? We both call it red, but what I see as red may be what you would call green, if you could see it through my eyes.
Could never be proven.
Exactly.
Do you have a lot of friends in the building, Susan?
Yes, but I don't see them very much. The games they play are so childish. Today they were being animals. They asked me what kind of animal I wanted to be, but I didn't want to be an animal at all. It's so dumb.
But why didn't you tell them that you were a lion or a bear?
Because I'm not a lion. I'm a girl.
But the other children weren't animals either. They were just pretending.
That's what makes the game so silly.
Susan, do you know what imagination is?
That's when you see things that aren't really there.
Yes, but it's more than that. Imagination is a place you can go to.
The clip that you just saw is of play highlights from Miracle on 34th Street. That's it for this week's entertainment news. Now back to Paul and Pat.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Well, folks, stick around, because when we come back, we're going to have the first Teacher of the Week for 2001. You don't want to miss it. All right, welcome back to the show. Well, coming up next, we've got Mr. Everett for your Teacher of the Week segment for the 4th episode of 30 Minutes. Let's roll it.
Hi, I'm Amanda Borden, and I'm here with Mr. Everett, our Teacher of the Week. So, Mr. Everett, why did you want to become a teacher?
Well, I spent 2 years in college undecided, but I've always loved history, so I decided that working with teenagers at this age level would be something that would be very challenging, allow me to continue learning, and allow me to pass on something that I've done. It would also be something that I could grow into and develop over time.
Why did you choose history?
I've always been interested in history ever since I was very little. My grandmother had given me many books when I was very young. I've always read quite a bit, and I've always found stories very, very interesting of the past, different places, different cultures, different time periods, biographies, all very important. Yeah.
How long have you been teaching at the high school?
This is my 5th year.
Did you teach anywhere before that?
I began teaching in 1991 at Apponequet High School in Lakeville. I then moved on to, I did my student teaching there, and I was hired to fulfill the end of the year. I moved to Newton, Massachusetts. I commuted back and forth, actually, and worked 2 years in a middle school as a special ed aide and a computer teacher, and I did some computer work for the city of Newton. Then I spent some time in a 3rd grade classroom in East Fairhaven Elementary School, working as a special ed aide again. And I spent some time working for a DSS lockup program over in Wareham with a home for adolescent boys.
Terrific. Thanks for joining us this week. We had a fun-filled 30 minutes of 30 minutes. Be sure to tune in next week for 30 minutes.
We leave you tonight with what you can expect to see next week, the spotlight on local music. So, for 30 minutes, I'm Paul Gaudu.
And it's me, it's PAT.
Good night, everybody.